How's it going, everybody? Shockwave 984 here, and today I'm going to be talking about one of the best shows I've ever seen, which is Sherlock. Got all 3 seasons that are out right now, and this is just going to be an overall just discussion about the show, how it's been doing with its first 3 series that are already out, and then probably speculations about what maybe I'd like to see in the new season that will be coming out probably next year. And let me just show this again. So as you can see, season 1, season 2, and season 3. Really, really good stuff. And this is going to be a segment that I like to call Shockwave's Lab. How's it going, everybody? Shockwave 984 here, and today I'm going to be talking about one of the best shows I've ever seen, which is so okay, here we are. Sorry about that. I had to cut off the actual live stream itself on YouTube. So so this is what we call Shockwave's Lab, and this will be episode 1, and this topic today will be BBC's Sherlock, and just my overall thoughts, and any speculations or any things I would like to see in the new upcoming season. So, Sherlock, where do I begin? It is a incredible show, and season 1. Okay, first, I guess I could start with how I got into Sherlock when I first discovered it. I first discovered it on Netflix. It was when it was just I think shortly after it premiered, and Netflix had put up I believe they had all 3 episodes. Or like the first 2. So stayed out, watched all of the first episode in one sitting. It was incredible. And then watched the second one, just got even better. And then the third one, the final one, was just like, what the? it was just really, really good. Sherlock, and I know people probably might complain about the wait and how long it's taken for them to get a new season, but from what I can tell, it's just about just the schedules. At least from what I gather from information that I've looked up about the show, because the actors Freeman and Cumberbatch, they're all over the place. They're doing everything. I mean, Cumberbatch, he did Star Trek Into Darkness. I believe he was also in The Hobbit. Along with Freeman, and Freeman has been in a ton of stuff, and his big thing right now is The Hobbit. He was also in This Is the End, or this is, and with the 2 guys from Hot Fuzz, and so they just been busy bees all over, just been doing everything, and just. Incredible show. The way they work together is just really, really good. About their timing's good. The way they act on each other is really good. The jokes are really funny. When they get serious, they know how to be really serious when it calls for it. And I guess we could start with. So first, let's talk about just the first 3 series before we get on to the speculations and maybe things I'd like to see in season 4. And and also I will be taking questions. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, I'll try to answer them as best I can. So feel free to ask any questions. And all right, so we'll start with season 1. And season 1 was just the way. Okay, just the way. Like even first, you start out with Watson. He's a soldier, and apparently he's had some psychological issues. He got injured, I guess during a battle, and now he's seeing a therapist. And the therapist has someone want you to write a blog, and then so that's what he decides to do. But the problem is he has trouble getting started. He just doesn't know where to start. And then shortly after, he meets an old friend who is a classmate of his, and it just kind of branches off from there to say hello, I haven't seen you in a while. And then what he's also doing is looking for a flatmate to get his own place. And this guy decides to tell him, like, hey, I think I have someone who's looking for a flatmate. So he takes him to this hospital, which has this lab, and there's the first appearance of Sherlock himself. He's just being busy, working on what he's working on, and he introduces him, and it's just as soon as he walks in, Watson walks in, he just kind of looks around, sees what's going on, and all you see is Sherlock. He's like holding it was like a needle or something. He was putting a sample on a microscope, and all you see is just him, just kind of turning off to the side, looking at him, and he goes back to what he's doing. And then just from then on, Sherlock just proceeds to just name out everything. Like he's figured out everything just by looking at him. He tells about all these things that is happening. He tells them things about his family, and Watson is just kind of dumbfounded about what he's hearing. And then the guy who introduced him is just kind of standing there in the middle, and he's just kind of like looking at Sherlock when he's talking. And then when he's done, he turns and looks at Watson, and he's got this look, he's got this grin, and you know Watson is thinking, right? What he's thinking, it's just like, you son of a, like, you didn't tell me. And then, for then on, pretty much, is they go on from there, and they end up being flatmates, and then adventures begin. I mean, and then from then on, the chemistry, the thing that I like about season 1 is that their chemistry together was just so well done. It was just really, really well done. They know how to act off each other. They know how to. The timing has just been really, really good. And when they get serious, they have to. They know how to do it. And then when it comes to dramas, to the real dramatic parts of it, and then the deduction parts, it's just incredible how they do it. And speaking of deductions, the way Sherlock just explains his deductions, it's just. He might start out with something really, really tiny, and then he just explodes from there. And then I think as an audience member, you're kind of like Watson, because Watson's just kind of like there, like what? Like, like. But if he finds something he can catch in that, he actually goes along with it. So it's not like he's completely lost. He's actually part of it. He can actually figure things out on the side. And by the way, this is Dr. Watson. He was a medical, he was army doctor, military doctor, and so the guy knows his stuff. So it's not like he's just an outright, just someone who's just there. I mean, the guy knows what he's doing, especially when it comes to the medical stuff. And as far as self-defense, he knows how to defend himself. He knows how to fire a gun. He knows, all that stuff. And then now the first 3 episodes of series 1, if I had to rate, now they're all really, really good in their own right. They all are just amazing, incredible. But let's see, if I had to rank the first 3 episodes, like just the first 3, as which one would I put number 1? Which one would I put number 3? I definitely like the first one. First one, the way they introduced it was just really good. And now that I think about it, I think it'd probably just be the same as if it was 1, 2, and 3, the same order. Um, but I'd say probably the ones I like the most would probably be out of those three, be the first one, the third one, and then maybe the second one would be the third less favorite out of the first season. But they're all really, really good in their own right. They're all just amazing, and the impact that it had is just incredible. It's just branched off into everything. I mean, you have great actor Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock himself. You got Martin Freeman as Dr. Watson. You got Lisa Moffat as he's the main writer, and it's just incredible. All their chemistry is just amazing. And so that's probably what I would rank the first 3 episodes, just those three, in that order. Um, and then, just of course, after that, there was an announcement there would be a season 2. So here is season 2 set right here. Now, season 2 was wow. The first episode, Miss Irene Adler. They introduced Irene Adler, and she's a very prominent character in the books, in the Sherlock Holmes books. She is, from what I could gather, from pretty much all the information I can just find it, just looking on like places like the wiki, or just search up anything, like you just Google search or Bing search. It's probably the only person that I can see that Sherlock actually fell in love with, but she's like literally a criminal in herself. Like she's done, I guess she's like in this other materials. Okay, she's holding important information about it seems like just like officials, like government officials, plots, and stuff like that. And it just branches off from there. And in here, she is a mistress, and she seems to have this line every time they ask her who this person is. They would confront her like, "Do you know this person?" And she'd be like, "No, but I know what he likes." And that's pretty gives you pretty much tells you what she is right there. Just how sly and smooth she could be. And their confrontation when they confront her, they go to her. First of all, the way they try and get there is just freaking hilarious. I mean, Watson and Sherlock end up beating the crap out of each other. The plan, I guess, was for Sherlock to just have Watson punch him, and then I guess he would just pretend like he's just some guy who got beat up and has stuff stolen, which is what he ended up doing. But it ended up being, I think, a lot worse. Because Watson just ended up beating the shit out of him. They ended up just fighting each other. He ends up choking him. This is really, really good. So then he goes up into the up to the door, rings the doorbell. He's pleading his case, and then or just pleading like, "Please let me in." And now Adler has a worker there, has like her assistant, and she lets him in. But you can tell when she looks through the door little peep window, she's just like it looks like she's trying not to laugh. Like she already knows what's going on. Because I read out that she's smart. She knows who he is, and so excuse me. And I'm gonna get to as to why they were confronting her. So his brother, this is a Sherlock's brother who is Mycroft, and Mycroft Holmes, and he is pretty much a political figure, a government figure, and he commissions his brother to confront and get back important information from Adler. And that confrontation was pretty weird. Sherlock is pretty much brought all the way him and Watson to Buckingham Palace. And Sherlock is he's in the buff. He's naked. He's got just a cover around him, and then when Mycroft asks him like, "We need you to do this," he's like, "No, I refuse." And he gets up. He tries to walk away, and then his brother like steps on the cover and it slips off, and it just the comedy in this is just really good. Just the littlest jokes. It's just really funny. And then he ends up taking the case, and he ends up talking to. They also have the guy who the main person who he's working for, and that guy tells him that it's just important information. Like he won't really give him any details. And but then he ends up Sherlock asks him for cigarettes, and he ends up going. Let's see, what did he say? He ended up going. Let's see. He ends up going. Well, the guy ends up going. I don't smoke. He's like, and Sherlock goes, well, I know you don't, but your employer does. And he ends up grabbing cigarettes from him. That was just a really cool line that they had. Sherlock and Watson, just the show overall has really good lines. The writing, like the just little sly nits that they take at each other, is really well done. You have to applaud the writers and just everything for that. The writers and really good job. And so and then back to the confrontation. Now when he gets in the building, him and Watson, they end up meeting her, and she's naked. She's literally naked, got no towel, no nothing, just all naked. She goes, sits on the couch. And another thing with this show that makes it really interesting is the writing that comes up, like all of the little words that pop up, and like when he's trying to do a deduction, you see like the little words and all that. When he's looking at something on his phone, that's another thing. The phone is really key here. He gets so much information just off the phone itself, and they always try to show that that all the little tidbits of what he's looking up and information. It's just really cool how they did that. And so he's looking at her, and all of a sudden you just see question marks, just rows of question marks all over. And it's just like he's trying to figure out what's going on, he's trying to figure out stuff. And so Watson ends up leaving the room. So then they end up talking, and they end up going pretty much back and forth. Their back and forth banter was really good. Adler and Sherlock. It was really good. How they were going, kind of snickering at each other, and he's asking for information. So she tells him that, well, I got this. Well, there's a safe, or at least he figured it out. He figured out that there was a safe, and he's trying to figure out the combination. And she's just kind of like, just messing with him, playing around with him. He doesn't know what's going on. And it was just really good the way they did it. That whole first confrontation, the whole first episode was just spot on. And later on, I mean, you have these thugs come in, and it turns out they are Americans. They're American agents. And they come in and get her, or try and get information from her. And it just turns out they're all in this one room, and it's about, I believe it's about 5 of them, 4 or 5 of them, and you have Sherlock, Adler, and I believe Watson was in there as well, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I watched it, but yeah. And so he ends up finding a safe on the wall, and this guy is threatening to shoot him if he doesn't tell him the combination, if he doesn't enter it in the safe lock. So he goes, and all of a sudden he just starts entering numbers, And you're just thinking like, wait a minute, how's he gonna? He's not gonna unlock it. There's no clue. There's no nothing. But he ends up putting in all these numbers, and then all of a sudden it opens, and it was just incredible the way that scene went. And then they end up beating the crap out of all of them. One, I believe, it was one or two of them get shot, and then the rest just get their asses kicked. I think Adler like pistol whips a couple of them. Sherlock ends up backhanding one of them, knocking him down. Really, really fun stuff. And then now they go to this other room, and Adler ends up injecting Sherlock with this I guess a serum, and it just all of a sudden it I guess almost like paralyzed him temporarily. Like he could move, but it was all of a sudden it looked like he was just like pulsating really bad. He was like shaking, and he gets all stiff, then he lays back down, he gets all stiff again, and lays back down. Oh man, it was a mess up stuff. And she escapes out the window, but before she does, Watson comes in because he was walking around seeing if there was anyone else, seeing if there was a way out. And so she ends up leaving the window, but before she does, she asks him like, how do you think he solved that? Like, how do you think he knew to open the safe? And Watson goes, I don't know. And she goes, well, my measurements. So the whole time he's looking at her, she had nothing on her. No cover, no phone, no nothing. And it was just like, wow, all those question marks turned into her measurements. Like it's almost as if he had nothing, and all of a sudden he did. But it was almost like a trick. It was like, oh, they just show question marks, but maybe he actually figured it out the entire time. That was just really good. That was just very, very cool, and that was awesome. That's the gist of the first episode for season 2. The reason I'm not trying to go into all 3 of them for each season is because it's just mostly for people who maybe haven't seen it yet and want to get a gist of it for themselves. So I'm just giving them a gist or want to see it for themselves. So I'm just giving them a gist of just what the first episodes are like for each season. And that's just for just to help them out. Just kind of give them like, if you want to get into it, you can. And that's the thing, though. This show you do have to kind of be patient with it. Now there are slow parts, of course, but the slow parts seem kind of far in between. Like they're not the slow parts. Even when the slow parts show up, you're still getting quite a bit of information, and that you definitely want to pay attention. This is a show you need to pay attention to if you're gonna watch it. If you're gonna really like try and get into it, a lot of info, especially during the deductions, because when Sherlock figures out the whole picture, he ends up going really fast. Like he may start out slow and all of a sudden just picks up, and then boom, he's done, and then you have Watson going. Watson like, okay, you got it. So Watson's kind of like the dumbfounded dude. He's just kind of like there, but he knows he knows. He ends up catching on and figure out things. Season 2 now. Season 2. And let's see here. Season 2 also has 3 episodes. Sherlock, in case you didn't know, it is a 3 episodes per series. So all 3 series that are out right now, they all have 3 episodes each. But they're pretty much, it's like you're watching an hour episode. They're not short. They're long. The length is I would say it's pretty good, considering all the things that they fit into each episode itself. It's really good how they fit all that in, and so very good time management, I would say. You have your comedy scenes, you have your dramatic scenes. You do get action, but now like already, I say I say little gun battles. Not really. You will have like the one I just explained. You have like some hand to hand a little bit. Most of the action is just the action of going and doing something, just getting up and trying to solve the mystery. Because that Sherlock even says in I believe it was the first scene, he just said that the only thing that matters to me is the work, just the work to get it done, the work itself. That's what he thrives on, is the work. And it's just as soon as he's locked on that, it's just boom, start. And he just keeps going. He just keeps just going on from there. And then once he solves it, it's like it's like on to the next one. so uh, so season two. Now, if I had to rank all of them, obviously the first one would be I would say the best one. Well, actually, I think with this one, it'd probably be the last one. The last episode, then the first one, and then say the one in the middle. Yeah, so as far as like favorites, like the third one would be the most favorite, and the first one would be the second, and then it pretty much would be a tie between those in a way, almost, yeah. And then the third episode, or the second episode of the series would be the third favorite. That's season two, and just want to give you just a little bit of the first episodes of each of them. Just not trying to say too much. Just let you guys explore it for yourself and just check it out. All three seasons are out. I ended up getting the 2-disc Blu-ray sets. They do have it for DVD, and you can find them at pretty much anywhere. Let's see, you can find them at Amazon, maybe local Best Buy. Let's see, Fry's Electronics. If you have one in your area, you can find a local bookstore as well. Bookstore has DVDs such as, let's say, like Barnes & Noble or anything like that. Just really, really good stuff. And then, not to mention, okay, I will mention the main villain in a second. Because that's when, here we go, season 3. So this is the latest season to play. And as you can see there. And now, just a quick chat about Mr. Moriarty. Yes, his arch rival, of course, is in here. And the actor who plays, his name escapes me. Just sorry about that. His name escapes me, but he's just the Moriarty they created for this one, the type that they went with, which is really amazing. The actor it's like he's very quirky, but yet he's dark and sinister at the same time. It's like he's a guy you don't want to mess with. You just don't want to mess with him. It's like he's just being like this goofy, weird guy, but he knows so much. It's just you can't mess with him. Yeah, I mean, just to give you a how goofy this guy is, his ringtone is like "Staying Alive." It was I believe that's the name of the song, like from Saturday Night. I believe Saturday Night. It was an old movie, and that's the song he has as his ringtone. That's you hear the song, you're just like, what? Like, that was just really good. Okay, so on to season 3. Now, so this is the latest one that played, and so it's already played for quite a while now. You might be able to catch these on what's the channel? What's the channel called? BBC America. I believe they play from time to time. Because I believe that there's a segment called Masterpiece Mystery. I believe that's what the segment is called, if I remember correctly. And they just have like different. It's like different shows, just different shows. I believe Sherlock was on that. All three seasons, I believe, were on that segment. Good stuff. BBC America, good stuff. You can also find Doctor Who on there for Doctor Who fans. Shows like Top Gear, and it's really BBC America, good network, really good network. Okay, so season 3. Now, first episode of season 3 starts, and this is pretty much because something that happened in season 2. Watson believes that, okay, Sherlock is not in England. He's not there because something that big happened. I don't want to say it for those who haven't seen it, so I'll do my best not to. So you start off in, I believe it's in Russia, I think, or Germany or something. And you see this guy. He's been in prison. It's like they got him up on chains, and this other guy is beating him up. And then all of a sudden, the prisoner starts saying stuff, and he just starts saying something. Wait a minute, like what? Like he knows the guy, like he knows things about him. And the guy, I believe, he ends up. Believe he ended up saying something about his wife or something, like his family. And I believe the guy ends up just rushing off. I think just leaving. And because it's like he was insulting him, but then he was just telling him all these like things that they're facts, like he knew all about him. So that guy leaves. You see another guy sitting there on a chair, in a uniform, and he ends up getting up, and it's like, so it's been quite a long time, and they zoom in on the prisoner's face. You see his hair. I think his hair just kind of drooped down, and then you see the blue eyes, and you see the little look, and it's like, wow, is that who I think it is? And it just kind of branches off from there, and then the opening starts, and that's another thing about the show. The music. Now the music cues really good. I love the opening theme song. It's really huge Ferris wheel. I want to say it's the largest one. It's the largest one I've ever seen. It looks really huge. And that's in the opening. The opening's really good. And if you pay attention to the opening, do show scenes, if I remember correctly, tidbits of the episode or episodes. So if you watch that and pay attention carefully, you might be able to catch some things, lock on to some things that are going on, or possibly might go on in that episode, in that particular episode. The music's cool. If there's a chase scene, I love the chase theme. Dramatic scenes. They have like the deep music, slow music. For comedy scenes, you have like the kind of upbeat little up and going scenes going on. Good stuff. Good. Thumbs up for the composers. Really good job. And so season 3 now, episode 1 now. So first, this is pretty much a meeting between Sherlock and Watson. Watson is he's got like a mustache now. So it has been a while. And Watson is apparently seeing someone. He's dating someone, and that's another thing with Watson in this series. He's tried to date, and it just hasn't quite worked out. You'll see what I mean for those who are trying to get into the show. You'll definitely see what I mean. So he ends up at this place, fancy place, having dinner to this girl he likes. And now, meanwhile, in the wings, somewhere you have Sherlock and his brother. And it turns out the guy that walked up to the prisoner was his brother, Mycroft. And so Mycroft says, Silver, it's been quite a while. Yes, I need just get me back into London. Just get me back into London. I need to smell the air. Once I catch this air, I'll be much better. Like he just wants to get back. And so he just wants to get back to England. So then it goes to a scene where Watson's having dinner with this lady that he met. Her name does escape me for the moment. I do apologize about that. It's I've watched these series over and over, but it has been a while. It has been a while since I've seen them. Just been watching other stuff, watching a ton of other stuff. So it goes to that, and you see this waiter come up, and you look up, and it's pretty much you can tell who it is. You can just he has like a little mustache too, and it is and Watson. Now apparently it has been quite a while since they've seen each other because of the incident that happened. I won't go into details of what happened for those who are trying to get into the show, but want to spoil it out for them because it was interesting, really good how it went down, and it's. So he ends up he it's like, you want more tea, sir, and stuff like that. And Watson is still looking down. He still hasn't looked up at him. He's still reading the menu, and he hasn't looked up yet. And then Sherlock ends up saying something, and he pulls his mustache off. And then Watson he still doesn't look. Still doesn't see him yet. And then I believe he caused a waiter to trip or something, or there was something that happened. And then Watson ends up looking up at him, and it's just stare. Watson ends up doing that. He ends up looking up, and he just kind of backs up like that. Like he's just like in awe that he's around. Because supposedly the thing was that he wasn't around anymore. If you catch my drift, like literally wasn't around anymore because of the incident that happened, which happens in season 2, and the end of season 2, and he's just quiet, like he has no words, and then all of a sudden he ends up jumping up and just starts choking him, like he just because Sherlock has this thing where he ends up just going off on his own, and and then Watson doesn't see him for a while. Then he has to go and try and find him, or if they're not together, one goes off somewhere and then another goes off somewhere else. But somehow they end up finding each other again. So that was interesting. And literally from that point on, they show him. The girl the lady that Watson was having dinner with, because she ends up mad too. Like she ends up mad, like, you have any idea what you put Watson through, like what he's been going through, because he's been by himself, and then he met this lady, and then he's probably told her things about stuff that's happened, and just it was So that was fun. And literally the theme from there is they go to all these different places, like other little restaurants and like little shops. And literally Sherlock says something a little bit. Like Watson is asking questions. Sherlock says something, but I think he ends up saying something wrong each time, something that just throws Watson over the edge, and he ends up either punching him or choking him again. And it happens about 3-4 times. It is hilarious. He literally beats up Sherlock. I think Sherlock ended up having like a bloody lip, like a bloody nose. That was just good. That's pretty much the theme. That's the main theme of season 3, series 3, episode 1. That's pretty much the main theme for that season. And it was just really really good from there. Like you end up finding, and then the lady, you end up finding out some things about the lady that Watson is with. Things you may not like, and some things happen that maybe towards the end of the episode that you may not like either, may not like it. So I leave that up to the viewers. Uh, and it was just really really funny. The first part, the first when he first meets him again, it's hilarious. Like literally choking him and then punching the crap out of him. That was just great. Um, that's pretty much the gist of just the beginning of season three, series three, excuse me, of episode one of Sherlock, of series three, episode one, and that was just really good. And let's see here. So once again, I have all three. Let me show all three right here. All three seasons out so far. And now, should you get these on Blu-ray or DVD? Personally, I would recommend the Blu-ray. Now, I have seen shots of the DVD. It was one of my old, one of my friends had it. It was season 2 they had, I think the first two. And DVD is actually, DVD is pretty good. DVD quality is pretty good. I think it's like a real high quality DVD. And then, but the Blu-ray, now the Blu-rays are just amazing. Just everything seems to, excuse me, everything just seems to pop out, colors. The sound is really good. Visual, sound, yeah, it's Blu-rays are amazing, as they should be. The deal with the Blu-rays is really really good. Yeah, the Blu-rays they're all two disc sets, and I believe the DVDs are the same thing, 2 disc sets, and 2 episodes on the first disc, and then you have the last episode, and I believe the extras. Last episode with the extras, I believe there's extras on each one, but I think the main disc that has the main extras is always the third one. And so the extras are really good. You actually get the show like you see like Moffat. You have interviews with Moffat. You have Cumberbatch. There's Freeman. There's also Gaddis, who's another one of the main heads of the show, and just different people. Like you have interviews with the stunt directors who do the stunts in the show are really good. The action, like the chase scenes, are really good. I mean, it just probably took a while to film those. But the stunt direction was really good. And what they also do, what's neat in the extras, is that they give you background on the, like they tell you about the books, and then you know, like stuff that was in the books, and then stuff that they wanted to do, wanted to add, or maybe take, and then just spin it, take a different take on it. It was just really interesting, and then like you also, I think it was the first series one. One of the extras was you see them in the reading room, the room where you have all the actors and actresses, and they're just the reading off the scripts, each one, and you get to see them as they're reading it, and they say something funny, everybody starts laughing. It's just a good time. Just to be in that room would be a good time in itself. That would be amazing, just to see all these great actors, actresses, writers, directors, composers, just everybody just having a good time. And that's the thing about this. It's like they're just having fun with it. You know, they're taking it seriously, of course, when they have to. But it looks like that's what they're doing. They're just just having a good time with it. And that's what makes it fun. I mean, you have really great duo in Cumberbatch and Freeman. It is just amazing the work that they've been able to do out of the first three series. Just incredible work, and I hope it continues. Of course, and also, well, actually, it is continuing. There is a if you go to if you just look up information on season 4, yes, there is now a confirmed or there has been a confirmed season series 4. And I believe they started filming an actual episode, I believe, July of this year, so last month. That was, I believe, what it said the last time I looked at it. And I believe also what it said is that there'll be following episodes in, I believe, January of 2015. So season 4 sounds like it's on its way. It's already underway. And considering everything that the actors are doing, I mean, as far as like movie-wise and stuff like that, I mean, they've got to be busy as heck. It must be, to balance out all that, that's just incredible. To be able to balance everything. So good stuff. The first 3 series. I would definitely highly recommend it, giving it a watch if you haven't already. Now I believe it's still on Netflix. And along with they have a lineup of like British shows in general. So I believe you can find Sherlock. You can find the Orphan Black. Also, is on there. You can find Doctor Who, Luther. It's another series I checked out. Yeah, you should be able to find quite a bit. Because Netflix has added quite a bit of stuff lately. Especially anime-wise. Stuff that's not even in English. Stuff that's not even out here. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Let's go out. They're expanding that. Now, my thoughts on what I would like to see in season 4. What I would like to see for season 4 is just continue with what you're doing in a way. Just don't try and, if you're going to change something, don't try and overly change it. Just don't try and change it to where, it just kind of like throw us off. It's like, wait a minute, like, why is this like this? Why are you having them do this? Just don't try and like change it too much. It's just, I just hope it's just good. I just hope it's really good. Because the first 3 seasons were really incredible. So I mean, it's like, in a way, they have big shoes to fill from the first 3 series because they were just awesome. And the thing is, to series 4, it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna do it. Because Watson, for example, he's no longer by himself. And it has to do with this lady, the lady that he was having dinner with at the beginning of season 3, episode 1. And little steps, pit patter, little feet. If you get the hint, you get the gesture. So that will make it interesting. Because I believe it also in the books they say that there is something in the books where Watson does get married, I believe. So that will make it pretty interesting as to how they're going to do that, as to how it's going to affect, like, say, him and Sherlock, if they're doing all this, going around doing all this stuff, how is that going to affect, and how is Sherlock going to react to that and deal with that? I mean, that can go in all sorts of places. So that should be interesting in itself. And then not to mention the return. Oh boy, the return of a very, very big figure. I will leave you with those who have already seen it, already know what I'm talking about. For those who haven't, I leave it to your imagination. The way they did it was kind of weird, but it was just kind of like, oh, Oh, okay. All right. So that's what we're going with. Okay. So that was that season 4 should be interesting. It really should be interesting. And now, so that was. I guess I could pretty much stop here. Um, I guess in a way, it uh, turned out to be me maybe praising it a little too much, and I do apologize about that. This is my first video, first ever video on YouTube, first greatest channel, Shockwave 984, and I hope to continue this segment. I want to do this maybe at least once a week, maybe possibly. If I have to, maybe I have to do it every other week, depending on my schedule, my work schedule. It hope to make this a continuous segment, and it would just be the same name, the first part, the episode number would change, and then whatever topic I want to talk about. So if there are any other topics that you think I should try, it doesn't have to be like a TV show. It could be like it doesn't have to be a live show. It could be like an anime. It could be like a manga. It could be like, say, a classic cartoon. I am big on nostalgia, old stuff. And so if anyone wants to throw out something that I might know, let's see if I can talk about it, what my thoughts are, feel free. Just feel free to give me any suggestions, anything you guys would like to have me, anything you guys think would be a good topic to talk about. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts, overall thoughts on the series as a whole, as it is right now. And then just things that I guess I could say things that I would like to see, but I pretty much already stated I just don't want them to change too much if they are going to. You know, it sounds like they are going to come back, Cumberbatch and Freeman. So you know, you got your big duo back, and I hope that if they bring back the lady who ended up being Watson. I hope she comes back too. I hope they don't she doesn't end up getting replaced or anything like that. She was really good. She was really good actress. And their banter all together when all three of them were together was really good. That was awesome. Good writing. Good writing for those scenes. And I guess that could be pretty much it. And now I would like to give a. Now I do go on every now and then because I just started getting into checking out a hangouts and stuff like that. So every now and then I might go and I check out a hangout, ask questions, and I would like to give a special shout out to a. This is a YouTuber. And this is I ended up joining their not exactly joining their stream that was going on, but I was asking them questions, and it turned out to be the questions ended up turning into expanding into like huge conversations, deep conversations, and what ifs. And this is a apparently a channel. It's like a group of 8 people. The ones I talked to, it was only about only talking about 5 of them, but it was good stuff. It was good stuff I was asking, and the channel. This is shout out to Sprinkled Nonsense. This is a YouTube channel. They also have a Google page, and it's just good stuff. I went and checked out a couple of other videos. Funny stuff. I recommend checking them out. Yeah, so you can find them on Google. The channel name on YouTube is by the same name, Sprinkle Nonsense. And now the stream that I was asking the questions on was it's a segment called "The Nonsense Is Back." It was Take 2. It was the episode of the name of that specific stream. But they also do have a couple of others, so I definitely recommend checking them out. And it was fun stuff. I like the idea of the hangouts and discussions because that's just pretty much what I want to do. I love just having just great conversations and having just things just branch off into different directions and everything. It's just really good, really fun stuff. And I hope to be able to expand on this. I'm still new to the Hangouts segment itself. Like I'm still trying to figure out where things go and stuff like that. Pretty much got the gist of it right now, but every now and then I might get a little more information. Like I'm learning every day, and so yeah, I'd like to once again shout out Sprinkle Nonsense. Check them out, good stuff. It's a girl lady that runs it, so check her out. It's like a collab. I think it's like a collab channel. It's just at different people. It's like a big discussion. 8 of them. Good stuff. And so with that, this will end Shockwave's Lab episode 1, entitled BBC's Sherlock. And I hope that I didn't say too much for those who are trying to get into the show. I know it sounds like maybe I was overhyping it a little bit. I do apologize for that. The show was just really, really good. From a writing perspective, visual-wise is really good, and it's just amazing. Amazing. And if you want to see them do other stuff besides Sherlock, I mean, you have Friedman, who's also doing The Hobbit right now. Good movies. And you also have Cumberbatch, who's also done like a set of movies himself. Although I think the biggest one I saw was Star Trek Into Darkness. That was, wow. Him as Khan was, that was just freaking awesome. And so with that, I'll end this segment here. And thank you for watching. Those out there, like the video if you like it. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to. Yeah, so I hope to make this a weekly segment. Yeah, if you guys want any specific segments, feel free. Feel free to put them in the comment section, and I'll see what I can do about it. See what I can do. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.